Dan Illman, Mike Beer. The feature race at Monmouth Park on Sunday is the Grade 3 Red Bank Stakes, 1 mile on the turf. It is a race you can play with a DRF Bets account. You got a nice card at Monmouth on Sunday. Of course, for Labor Day weekend, you've got Saratoga and Del Mar, and you can get started on Saturday with Assiniboia Downs, a $10,000 guaranteed pick 4, races 4 through 7 on Saturday, August the 31st. Watch and wager with DRF Bets. Here's the field for the Grade 3 Red Bank Stakes. You've got some familiar names in here. Diamond King tries the turf for the first time, but we're going to start things off with the old war horse, the number 1, Divisadero. He's 7 years old. He's banked $1.5 million. It's been a little bit of a while between drinks, though, for Divisadero, beaten as the favorite in his last 2. Here's the Grade 3 Oceanport on the Haskell undercard, which was shortened due to the oppressive heat. Divisadero trying to get into this race, widest and fastest. Just Howard to his inside's going to strike the front. It looks like Divisadero's going to go by, and something tells me the old Divisadero would have gone by. Maybe this is just an old Divisadero we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I mean, I know the pace was slow and it was only a 4-horse field, and he was trying to close from last. To me, that's a race he's probably supposed to win. And as you say, the old Divisadero would have won. He's not that horse anymore, but he still fits well in this race.
Say the word, the number 2 also seems like he's very well spotted by trainer Graham Motion. He's popped buyers in the low 90s in his last 3 races, including the Lure Stakes, where you liked him at Saratoga at 10-1 that day. Junior Alvarado had him saving ground, and it looked like he was beginning to build up steam at the 3/16 pole, and he ran right up onto heels. Had to alter course. He still finished with some gusto. He might be the upside horse in this race.
Yeah, I do think he's headed the right way. He did have trouble. I don't think he was winning the Lure, but he did have trouble in the stretch of that race. I thought he ran well at Woodbine prior to that in a tough spot, and I really liked the allowance win at Belmont 3 starts back, where he was inside for a long way. When he finally got clear, this horse really exploded. I'm hoping he works out a trip in this race.
Here's the sleeper in the race. Fiery Speech shipping in from Canterbury Downs for trainer Brian House. This horse was basically 4 wide every step of the way in a 2-turn 7.5 furlong optional claimer last time. We turn into the stretch. Fiery Speech is in the pink silks, and again, he's been wide every step. He makes the lead. He goes on with it. These are not bad horses that he is beating. Yes, he's taking a step up, but he's versatile and he's headed the right way. 97 Fig, 2 back at Churchill.
Yeah, I like them stepping up at this time. This is the right time to take a shot with this horse off of 2 really nice races. There was that long layoff he had to deal with. He has come back running this year. I agree with you. I think he's super dangerous in here.
A horse that's a little bit slow on paper, Mike, but is a lightly raced 4-year-old with upside, a nice pedigree, and excellent connections is Robin Hood. Most recently, he got washed off the turf at Delaware. I think they kept him in there to give him a race, though, because he hadn't started since February at Laurel. All things considered, he ran well. I think he's primed for this effort. Whether he's good enough is a different story, but I also think turf is ultimately what he wants.
I agree with that. I like them coming back to turf with him. We'll see if he can take a step forward, because he started his career with a little bit of promise for a great trainer.
I want to talk a little bit about Maraud before we get going here. Maraud last time out was 3rd in an optional claiming race for trainer Todd Pletcher. He was the only one in for the $80,000 tag, and he was claimed that day. We're going to take a look at the stretch run for Maraud. He's pressing the pace throughout. Up the ante is 6-5. Up the ante is an old stakes horse getting some class relief. I'm a little disappointed that Maraud did not get by in the stretch, but this horse has some back class. Carlos Martin's having a really, really nice year, and maybe the additional blinkers can help him.
Yeah, I didn't see the excuse for him here either, but he's got better races than this on the go back. So we'll see if these connections can turn him around a little bit. I think he does need a little bit of a turnaround based on his recent form. So we'll see if he can do that. I also think he likes a little bit of cut in the ground, too. I don't know if he's going to get that.
Diamond King goes out for John Service, Joe Bravo. I think they're trying to wake this one up a little bit. Yeah. Switching to the turf in his 15th lifetime start. He's done some very nice things on the main track. Cutting back to a mile should only increase his chances. He does have good speed. What do you think of his turf pedigree?
I mean, I didn't see enough of it to get interested. This isn't my kind of horse. I do think the mile's a good distance for him, but I don't know. I can't bet this horse on turf.
Let's take a look at the Timeform US pace projector for this race. We've got the 5 out there on the lead. We've got Abiding Star up close. I would have to think that Diamond King is going to be involved in this pace as well. Let's talk a little bit about Abiding Star, who is a pretty hard hitter. Banked over $500,000, and for the most part, it's done it the hard way. I mean, he was in for 40, 4 starts back. But if you give him an easy lead like he did in his last couple of races, he's going to fit in the listed stakes level at the very least. Something tells me he's going to have to go a little bit faster against these tougher horses.
Yeah, I mean, these races are tough for him, but he holds his own. He's a really good horse, and he's got nice speed from the outside. I think he's won 11 times. His last 3 are in claiming races, but he's at the board in a couple of stakes. This is a good horse.
I had a hard time with this race as we take a look at our top picks. I know that Maraud is going to have to improve a little bit. I wonder if the blinkers are going to get him over the top. You've got to go back to last year at 3 when he was running some big races against horses like Raging Bull and Hawkish. I want to give him one chance for Carlos. I know the price will be okay.
Yeah, I have no argument with him improving in this race. We'll see if he can do it. I have to bet Say the Word. I think we'll see how they bet the race. I don't know what kind of price he's going to be in here. I just think he fits really well in this field. I went 2, 3, 1, and 7.
That's the horse I'm using in the multis along with the former Maraud. Say the Word. I've used a Visidero underneath in single race exotics. I went 4, 1, 2, 3 in the grade 3 Red Bank. It is your feature at Monmouth on Sunday. Get down with a DRF Bets account. $100 deposit match is yours when you sign up at drf.com/bet. Approximate post time for the Red Bank, 5:26 Eastern. Good luck.